going on, Jeromes? So day one of legal tampering of NFL free agency is in the books, and it's just so ridiculous, man, where the floodgates are open. I love that there's a legal tampering period because, it's almost like saying jumbo shrimp, because tampering is illegal, but now it's legal. So I don't know. It's basically the purge, right? And there's so much information coming in and going on. Frankly, I feel like we've been a little bit slow with videos today. It is what it is. It's kind of like drinking from a fire hose. It's tough. So the draft, where there are rules, and you need rules in a proper society, but you have the picks and then they're done. Sometimes you have trades, but then you have the picks and then they're done. It's a nice structure. But with free agency, you never know. It's like the Viet Cong out there. You don't know when a big signing is coming in or a trade or whatever. It's like dating. It's like dating someone who has emotional issues. Like, you don't know if it's going to be the best day ever or if it's going to be, I don't know, like your clothes are going to get peed on and lit on fire. And then your car gets keyed. I don't know. What's up, Nikki? How you doing? Anyways, so trying to recap what the hell happened day one as of right now, 10:04 p.m. Central Time. So let's dive on in. So this is from PFF. They did a really good job here, sort of sorting through, the positions and then the tiers of the players and wrapping up some of the deals. So Kirk with the Falcons, talked about it ad nauseum, over it. Baker signing with the Buccaneers happened a couple days ago. Russ. That's so funny. I forget who put it out there. It was like, Russ didn't sign a league minimum deal because he's trying to be altruistic for the Steelers. That's his value right now. It's funny. Minshew, 2-year deal with the Raiders. I would have been fine with Minshew. Also, I think Pete Schrager reported that the Vikings were in with Minshew, or at least did their due diligence. Jabroni Brisket going back home to the Patriots, would have been fine with him as a bridge quarterback as well. Tannehill is out there. No. Jameis, no. Tyga, no. Darnold, maybe. I mean, could Sam Darnold pull a Baker Mayfield and end up in a good spot and have an amazing year? Maybe. But also the Vikings are going to be all in on a rookie quarterback as it is. And I know a lot of people are freaking out now. Well, other teams know that the Vikings will be in on quarterback. People already knew. Doesn't really change things. The price to move up is the price. So it'll be fine. Running backs. So it was an interesting day for the running backs. Now, I'd actually thought that maybe the market would be a little bit depressed because of the quantity of high caliber free agent running backs out there, but they got paid. And frankly, it may say more about what the league thinks about the depth of this running back class. It ain't great. But Saquon signed with Philly, also having a tiff with Tiki Barber, but 3 years, just shy of $38 million. It's a pretty good payday. So just north of $12 million a year. Josh Jacobs signing with the Packers. Now, it's kind of funny where Packers generally aren't big-time players in signing free agents, but they got Josh Jacobs from the Raiders. They got safety Xavier McKinney from the Giants. That's a big-time signing as well. So, I mean, they're spending. Pollard went to the Tennessee Titans, 3 years, $24 million now. Sort of an interesting signing because I feel like Tajay, the guy from Tulane. Derrick Henry's backup last year. He and Tony Pollard have a lot of crossover in skill. Tajay Spears. Tajay Sharp was the former Tennessee Titans wide receiver who spent a cup of coffee here with the Vikings. But Tajay Spears, probably Tulane, and Pollard, I feel like they have a lot of skill crossover. So it's an interesting pairing. Eckler going to the Commies on a very cheap deal. DeAndre Swift. So DeAndre Swift was actually the first contract. It was about 12 minutes in after legal tampering opened at 11 a.m. Central Time, the only time zone that matters. And I have to write that down. Only time zone. So we're actually going to do up some new merch with some pet sayings from the show. Who knows? But Swift. I know that Swift had an emergence last season with the Eagles the first half of the year, but, I mean, did the Bears not see DeAndre Swift twice a year with Detroit? I don't get it, man. $8 million a year. Singletary going to the G-Men, helping to replace Saquon. Gus Bus going out to the Chargers. That's right. Harbaugh and Greg Roman want to build a bully. I really do like Gus Bus there. Gibson going to the Patriots. That makes sense. Henry is still out there. I think that supposedly he and the Ravens have mutual interest, and that may come together as soon as today. Also, Also, Aaron Jones got cut reportedly. Even the Vikings got something going on. We'll see. J.K. Dobbins. I understand J.K. 2K, but 3 years of injuries. Zach Moss. I believe. Where'd Zach Moss sign? Zach Moss signed somewhere. Doesn't matter. A.J. Dillon's still out there. Deontay Foreman's still out there. Clyde is still out there too. Wide receivers. Higgins got franchise tag and requested a trade. Pittman Jr. got paid by the Colts 3 years, $70 million. So basically, take that number, 3 years, and then $70 million, multiply $70 million by 2, and then you might have the JJ deal. Evans got re-signed. Gabe Davis signed a 3 years, $39 million with the Jaguars. So the Jaguars will always sign another team's wide receiver 2, try to turn him into a wide receiver 1, but he's actually a wide receiver 3. That's always what happens with the Jaguars throughout the past 15 years. Kendrick Bourne staying with the Patriots 3 years, $19.5 million. It's actually a pretty good deal. Let's see here. Hollywood, Ridley, Mooney, OBJ still out there. Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd working from the slot with JJ and Addison wouldn't be bad. I like Samuel too. DJ Chark is out there. Devin Duvernay. Ooh, Duvernay signed with the Jaguars. I like Duvernay. He's built like a running back. He's a good return man. He's a solid wide receiver 4. The pride of Texas. Hook 'em, baby. There you go. Chase Claypool. Hey, better start learning Canadian, buddy. He's from Canada. And also they kind of speak English. Tight end. Schultz re-signed with the Texans. Hunter Henry re-signed with the Patriots. Ooh, Fant re-upped with the Seahawks. That's a pretty good payday. 2 years, $21 million for the pride of Iowa. Colby Parkinson jumped ship to the Rams. Not really much going on in the tight end market. Tackle. So Tyron and Trent Brown still out there chilling. Mekhi Becton, former Jet, out there chilling as well. Jonah's out there. So the main ones were Michael Onwenu, who I think is more of a guard, but he re-signed with the Patriots. I will remember you. 3 years, $57 million. They took care of him. Jermaine Eleanor, ironically formerly of the Patriots, as well as the Ravens and the Raiders. He's been all over the place. But 2 years, $14 million with the Giants. Probably going to try to move Evan Neal into guard. Yeah, we'll see. Center, James, Cushenberry, Brewer, Biadish. Connor Williams still out there, coming off that ACL. Mom, I can change him. Guards. So the guard market has been interesting. The guards have been getting paid, man. So Dotson re-signed with the Rams before it started free agency. 3 years, $48 million. Robert Hunt, 5 years, $100 million, like $40 million guaranteed. Ezra signed before free agency, got his with the Jaguars. Happy for him. Runyon, going from the Packers to the Giants, signing 3 years, $30 million. Jonah Jackson going from the Lions to the Rams. Rams doubling and tripling down on guards. It's great to see. 3 years, $51 million. Plus, it hurts the Lions. That's something that I like. They brought Glasgow is back with the Lions, 3-year deal though. But I mean, guards are getting paid. I mean, the thought of bringing back also Damian Lewis, I believe, just got the bag as well with the Panthers. So I mean, Reisner. I mean, the idea of signing Reisner back at $8 million per, that ship might have sailed. Might be gone. Defensively, so Chris Jones, yes, but Matabuke, yes. Christian Wilkins, 4 years, $110 million. And at the time, I think Burns' number probably exceeds it, but at the time, Christian Wilkins was the second highest paid player in NFL history, non-quarterback, in terms of guaranteed money. He had like $84 million guaranteed. It's crazy. Leonard just re-upped with the Seahawks. That's unfortunate. Grover Stewart out there, Mo Hurst. So, I mean, for the Vikings, DJ Reader of the Bengals, Sheldon Rankins of the Texans, T.R. Tart also with Houston out there chilling. Could take a shot. Javon Kinlaw, the former first-round pick. Shelby Harris is a guy that I've loved forever. Roquan Davis, the nose tackle for the Dolphins. He's like 9 feet tall. Obviously used to work with Flores. Would be great. Poona Ford is just a hilarious name. Also, he's very slippery. Like when the Vikings played the Seahawks, Poona Ford was always a tough guy to block. The pride of Texas again. Taven Bryan. All I remember about Taven Bryan is that his dad was a Navy SEAL. the random things that you remember from draft scouting reports. It's crazy, man. On the edge. So this is where it gets interesting. So Jonathan Grenard here with the Vikings, 4 years, $76 million. Andrew Van Ginkel coming in from the Dolphins, 2 years, $20 million. That's a steal. That's a steal for a guy like Van Ginkel. All heart and hustle, returning from Iowa, all that stuff. Love to have him back in the Midwest. So Brian Burns. Got tagged and he got traded $150 million deal. It's huge, huge. Bryce Huff going to the Eagles, 3 years, $51 million. I believe that is the highest contract for a non-quarterback UDFA in NFL history. Something like that. Zadarius going back to the Browns. Leonard Floyd going to San Francisco. So there have been some speculation that the Niners would be in on Danielle, but getting Leonard Floyd for like 40% of the price, what Danielle would be, could make some sense. Autry, Armstrong, Brandon Graham. Brandon Graham retirement tour, sure. Epinesa re-upping with the Bills is what it is. Davenport signed with the Lions. 1 year, $6.5 million with incentives up to 10. How does he do it? How does he just finesse team after team? I don't get it, man. But Danielle Hunter, Chase Young, Clown Shoes, Josh Uche are still out there in terms of free agents. Danielle's going to get paid, but it's interesting that he didn't get the money right away. So that means that there wasn't this immediate, you're our 1-1 guy. It's interesting, but it could all be for not. Linebackers. So I love that the off-ball linebacker is making a comeback, man, just because of the success of teams last year being strong in the middle. And the Vikings invested in that. Blake Cashman outside. How about that? 3-year deal worth up to, I believe, 25.5. Don't quote me. Jordan Brooks, when he's healthy, he's super productive, going from Seattle to Miami, helping replace Jerome Baker and Van Ginkel there at linebacker. Because Van Ginkel can play edge and off ball. Same thing with Jerome Baker. I would actually take a shot on Jerome Baker as well, who I believe is out there just chilling. They list him as an edge or a linebacker. Doesn't matter. Patrick Queen is still out there. Levante David. David's probably going back to the Bucks. Bobby Wagner has been showing the door. Ooh, there's Baker. Devin White. I feel like the Vikings are good to go in the middle now, but I mean, I would have taken a shot on Devin White. Just the upside is there for sure. Cornerback-wise, Jalon got paid by the Bears. L'Jarius Sneed, tag and trade candidate, but probably going to cost you at least a second-round pick. I'd prefer not to. Chidobe Awuzie going to the Tennessee Titans. See, Sean Murphy-Bunting, our crush, going to Arizona. Whatever. Darby going to Jacksonville, of course. Okudah going to the Texans, 1-year deal. How the former number 3 overall pick has fallen. But so there are some very good corners out there as well, and it's clear that Brian Flores is sort of steering the ship, just really acquiring some great mid-level talent, mid to high-level talent out there. So Kendall Fuller, Stephon Gilmore's out there. Kenny Moore II. Kenny Moore II for a while was probably the best slot corner in the game. Dory Jackson's out there. Keshawn Nixon. He's a great return man. And also just taking him away from the Packers would be nice. Witherspoon, Jackson, blah, 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 blah. Safety-wise, so Winfield got tagged. He was probably going to sign a long-term deal too. McKinney, like we said, going to the Packers. Geno Stone, AFC North rivalry, going from the Ravens to the Bengals. Kyle Duggar got tagged. Larry Gilman's back. Savage went to Jacksonville. All right. But yeah, the Vikings probably not in the safety market because Harrison is TBD. They do have Metellus. It's kind of nice that Metellus signed a 2-year extension before the market hit. And also Beasley. But Cameron Curl is out there. Jordan Fuller, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Deshaun Elliott, Gibson. Jeremy Chin, I love a lot. J-Ron's out there too. You could make a case that the safety free agent class is just as deep as the running back free agent class as right now. Do they have kickers? No, of course they didn't list kickers because they're PFF. But yeah, the Vikings need to make a decision at kicking. So Madison is gone. They brought back Muse and Munt. They brought back Blake Brandel, who we'll talk about. Brandel got some decent money. Quisenberry's back at a veteran minimum deal. Perfectly fine with that. Kirk Cousins, he gone. Also, Grenard, Van Ginkel in on the edge, Cashman at off-ball, and also by proxy, it means that Jordan Hicks is gone. Hicks, I believe, signed with the Browns, 2-year, $8 million deal. And then for the edge, probably means that Wanham is gone, probably means that Danielle Hunter is gone as well. So that's where we're currently at as of right now, 10:17 p.m. Central Time, the only time zone that matters. Listener thoughts and our thoughts, you guys know what to do. Skull, production value.